I absolutely adore this album. I love Doris Day more than anybody. She is my favorite singer, one of my favorite actresses, maybe my favorite actress. And I loved her in Calamity Jane. And then I watched Annie Get Your Gun, and I loved that film. And I did think I kind of wish Doris Day had played that role as well. Not that there was anything wrong with the casting in the film, but it was kind of a dream to have Doris Day in this role. And when I discovered this album, I got a little bit excited and really hoped it lived up to my expectations. And I have to say, it's absolutely beautiful. I don't know why this exists. I'm not sure why they decided to create an album with Doris Day in the role of Annie Oakley. If anybody does know, please let me know. I've not been able to find that information out. But this was released by Columbia in 1963 and primarily features Doris Day as Annie Oakley, of course, and Robert Goulet. Goulet. I'm not sure how to pronounce that surname. I apologise if I have messed it up. And this features all of the songs that we know and love from the musical Annie Get Your Gun. And obviously the songs were originally by Irving Berlin. I love the musical. I love the soundtrack. Even if you haven't seen the film, you will know a couple of songs. Primarily Anything You Can Do. And probably most notably There's No Business Like Show Business. This album is amazing. Usually when I discuss a Doris Day album, I will go through each track in turn and give my thoughts. But I guess I would just be reviewing the songs themselves rather than her versions of them. But I will say that her renditions are absolutely beautiful, and Robert Goulet, absolutely fantastic. The overture for this is brilliant, as it is. I mean, it doesn't sound any different to me to the one in the musical. Obviously played by an orchestra here. Really love that. Love this version of it. Then we get Colonel Buffalo Bill by Leonard Stokes, of course. I'm a bad, bad man, not that bothered about. Then my favourite, my absolute favourite, is Doing What Comes Naturally. This is the song that made me want to see what Doris Day would sound like in the role of Annie Oakley. I just fell in love with the song when I first heard it, and honestly, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. She's amazing on it. Of course she is. The Girl That I Marry, Robert, I'm going to stop saying his surname. I apologise for just calling him Robert, but I feel like it'd be less offensive than mispronouncing the surname potentially many times over. The Girl That I Marry, I love. When I listened to this in the film, I found it pretty unmemorable. I didn't really take to it. But this version of it here, I love it, and it's one of my new favourite songs. The same with You Can't Get a Man with a Gun. I don't remember it from the film, but hearing Doris Day sing it, I loved it. I love the lyrics. I think it's very cleverly written. Really, really fantastic song that I feel a little bit guilty about, that I hadn't really picked up on it from the film. I've only seen the film once, it's worth mentioning, and I didn't recall it, but I certainly loved it here. They say it's wonderful, not bad. My defenses are down, not bad. Moonshine Lullaby is hit and miss. I've listened to this album multiple times over, and sometimes when I get to this song, I'm very excited about it and I really love it, and it's very gentle and delicate, and sometimes I just kind of half listen to it. So I think it depends on what mood I'm in for this one. I'm an Indian Too is very catchy. It's worth pointing out that there are some songs in this, some interpretations of Native Americans that are quite controversial now. But this is a snapshot of history and what used to be appropriate and what used to be considered perfectly fine. We can't erase the past. I Got Lost in His Arms, another Doris Day one. I'm not really that bothered about this one. Why Do You Love, I Hope? Not bad. I Got the Sun in the Morning. I actually feel like I knew this song before watching Annie Get Your Gun. I could be wrong, but it's certainly quite a popular song, and Doris Day sings it brilliantly. And then we end with two of my favourites. We have Anything You Can Do, which is obviously a duet between Doris Day and Robert. This is another one of those songs that I've loved for a long time, and I really wanted to hear what her version of it. It actually reminds me of a song in Calamity Jane, I Can Do Without You. It's not exactly the same, it doesn't actually sound too similar, but the duet, I thought it sounded very, it reminded me of that, and just, the the same kind of settings and the same kind of relationships. It made me smile. I loved it a lot. And then we end with this don't know what I was going to say there. There's no business like show business, which is obviously the ensemble. Absolutely fantastic. I had such high hopes for this, and it didn't let me down. I truly love it. If you're a fan of Doris Day, you will definitely like this. If you like Annie Get Your Gun, I think you'll be really pleased with this version of it. I've not heard too many versions of this album. Obviously, there's the film one, and then I've heard bits and pieces of other songs, different recordings. But for me, without question, the 1963 Columbia release with Doris Day is absolute perfection, and I'm so happy I love it as much as I do.